Okay, friends, so I think we know we're looking at cost, total cost on the vertical. So we have to get a variable cost. So the question really is, what is going to be the variable? So I had some thoughts as I finished up the second video and I'm walking into this video, and I said, well, we could make it be time. Like the light bulbs, they were hours, right? So I thought maybe time. But then I realized something, that time is tricky with cars. Like, for example, my family's got two vehicles, a Subaru and a Tahoe that we were given years and years and years ago. And a Chevy Tahoe is a gas guzzler. I don't like driving it unless I absolutely have to, which means I very rarely drive it. I drive it most once a month. But I see Tahoes on the road all the time. So that means other people that have Tahoes will travel more in their Tahoe than I will. So I don't think we should use time as a variable, because time is itself dependent on how much somebody drives. Like, for example, me driving versus somebody else that has a Tahoe. So I think we just gave ourselves the answer, actually. Because I drive a Tahoe less than other people necessarily or might do, that means I travel fewer miles in our Tahoe than other people who use their Tahoe. So I think our variable is going to be miles driven. I think it's going to be miles driven. Because a mile is a mile. Whether I drive a mile or somebody else drives a mile, a mile is a fixed unit. It doesn't matter how long it takes me to drive a mile, or it doesn't matter how long it takes me to drive 1,000 miles. A mile is a good fixed unit. Yeah, I like that. I like that. So here's the challenge, though, is we were given miles per gallon. Miles per gallon. Okay, so let's do, I'm only going to do the V6 here for a second. I noticed we have a V6 and a hybrid. I'll do the V6 at the board, and then we'll do the hybrid in Excel. The V6 has got 23 miles per gallon. Now, it's a little challenging, but so I want to write that a different way. 23 miles per gallon. I'm going to write it as a fraction. 23 miles per gallon. Okay, keep that right there as a fraction. Now, I'm happy because I see miles, and miles is a variable I want. But the problem is I also need somehow, at the end of the last video, we realized we need dollar amounts. We have to bring dollars, cost, into this problem. And what are we talking about the cost of here? So again, going back to the light bulbs, there were two costs associated with the light bulb. There was the purchase price, the fixed cost, and then there was the variable cost. We've got the fixed cost of these cars dialed in. We know what the fixed costs are. You buy the car. It's either $13,322 or it's $19,560. With the light bulbs, the variable cost was dependent upon the energy. It was dollars per hour. Dollars per hour. We need to get this brought in here. So we need to have dollars brought in with the fuel, if you will, because electricity fuels a light bulb and gas fuels, okay, I think we got it. Gas fuels this. Give me 1 second. I'm going to check something real quick. I want to see how much gas costs in Bend right now. I got a feeling it's less than it was a few months ago. Let's see. Bend, Oregon gas costs. I'm checking real quick. Just give me a sec. Okay. We got a whole range of values. We got it 231, 233 up to 280. It's somewhere between 280 and 230. Why don't we just say it's 250? Yeah, 250, somewhere in the middle. I mean, it's going to depend on where you go for gas, obviously. But let's say it's $2.50 a gallon. going to put that down here. $2.50 per gallon. Put a little divider line there. Good. I like where we're going with this. This is good. So I like this for a number of reasons. First of all, I like the fact we've got dollars into it. That's fantastic. I also like the fact we've got miles in a different. It's in a different fraction, which we'll get to that in a second. But I like the fact that we've gotten dollars in and we've gotten miles in. We just got to figure out a way to put them together now. Okay, so what I want you to do right now is I want you to try to combine $2.50 a gallon and 23 miles a gallon and see if you can put those numbers together mathematically in a way that will give us a variable cost based on the variable of miles. Okay? So remember, dimensional analysis, again, it never goes away. Dimensional analysis based on these two rates to try to get a variable cost based on the variable of miles. Next video, we'll get to it.